Dabar bus paskutinis mūsų 8. pranešimas, kurio tema yra vidaus dizaino inovacijos. Jį papasakos Murdų atstovė, o Janas Knikeris turi mums labai įdomią naujieną.
Supposed to be in Vilnius now and give a lecture about our interiors. And I was going to talk to you about, for example, this office, how we have transformed this building into a very calm work environment and this social zone where we have lunch all together. And then on the other side, the fantastic meeting rooms in all kinds of colors. But sadly, I have to go to Korea and I can't be in Vilnius. The good news is I have the architect who designed the office and many other interiors for us. So she's going to give a great lecture for you. We prepared it together. Again, very sorry, but it's going to be really good.
Taigi kviečiame Elien, kuri prisidėjo prie Murdų biuro realizacijos ir prie kitų daug pastatų pasaulyje. Hello, Elien.
Thank you. Thank you, Struktum, for inviting us to be here tonight. I don't have a thing. So Jan is really, truly sorry he couldn't make it tonight, or today, sorry, we're not evening yet, it's a bit dark here. But as he said in the movie, we discussed together what he was going to say. I copied it completely. No, I gave it a little twist. But we want to share with you one dream we have at MVRDV, and it's about infinity. But I'll tell you later a bit more about that. So maybe you know us. We were here last year with the installation who was visiting Vilnius. And Winnie Maas, the M of MVRDV, he was giving a lecture here last year explaining the vision on the growing Asian cities and how we can make them a bit nicer, a bit more attractive. But MVRDV is not only him, it's also Jacob van Rijs and Nathalie de Vries. And we were with 62 years ago, but over 2 years we grew into many more. We are about 200 right now. And we are working on about 800 projects all over the world. So we really became an international company. So as I said before, I want to talk to you about infinity, because we believe transparency is not bad. Also as an organization, inside our organization, you just saw our office, it's super transparent because we are not afraid of transparency. It's good. You want to see each other. As we grew so much from 60 to 200, you want to talk to each other. You want to see what people are doing within the company. Nothing should be secret. So we did this project together with Droogdesign a few years ago, and we really dream about making total transparent cities. Everything transparent, and maybe just maybe you could even see the landscape in the background of our cities. Like we could totally break free of this claustrophobic environments by making everything transparent. And of course, you can say, yeah, but I need a little bit transparency. But maybe these private parts, we can just mirror them, and the view continues. It becomes infinite. And so the quest goes on. We really want to make everything transparent, even public transport, the cars, and maybe even today here in this room there's people who could help us with this quest. And you might also say, you guys are crazy, you're from the Netherlands, you're a bit crazy. This is not possible, this is a render. But let me take you on a little trip, because we didn't stop with the render. So let me take you first to Venice, on the Biennale, where we started small. We started with kitchens. And nowadays, we cook, if we at all cook, we cook in modular systems. They're just boxes attached to each other. They're super intelligent. Everything has been thought through really well. So how can we improve it? How can we really take it to the next step? So we looked at all these boxes. What do they do? What do they hide? Because we really try to hide everything. The whole process of making food is hidden. It's really a pity. So how can we improve all this system? What is our kitchen clean? What if we make it a bit more clear? What if we even show the process of cooking? That was a bit fast. So do we know what is in our fridge? We don't know. Do we still have enough? What happens when I turn on the faucet? Where does my water go? How is the pipe work? Is it clean? And where are my tools? Where can I find them? What are my ingredients? And what about the waste? How much waste do I produce? And can I separate it? Can we recycle it even? So really, with this kitchen, everything is transparent, and the only thing which is colorful is the food. So maybe, just maybe, we can really enhance the awareness and the love of food, how we are preparing our food, and maybe, just maybe, we become even more healthy by seeing our food. So let me take you now to Hong Kong, where we took it a step further. We really stripped the whole building, and we totally exposed its interior parts. So we really were on a quest with this client, and he also thought we were completely crazy. But we really managed quite well in this existing building to really try to make everything as transparent as possible. We stripped everything, we replaced it all by glass, even the interior parts like escape routes, the stairs, the elevators, everything becomes transparent, and your whole organization becomes way more transparent. So, maybe also good to know, even though this is completely glass, the energy consumption is 15% lower than the building before was. So let me take you now to really the crystal of infinity, the crystal of transparency, which is in Amsterdam. Maybe you've seen it in the media, maybe you've even seen it in real. So let me take you to the PC Hoofdstraat. 100 years ago was just a residential street, and in the 50s, well, nothing much changed. But then this whole bunch of tourists came, and the whole museum square kind of revived, and there were a whole bunch of new museums, everything got renovated. And then this PC Hoofdstraat turned into this luxury shopping street, and it really has the ambition to become the Champs-Élysées of Amsterdam. So we got these two white houses over there, and they asked us, can you make an iconic building to attract these big brands? We wanna have Dior, we wanna have Chanel. Can you make us that? So they are really used to these really iconic buildings in these high fashion streets all over the world, as here in Tokyo. So how do you combine this Dutch cuteness with these iconic buildings? How do you attract these luxury brands? So we looked into the past, because the building, as you can see here on the left, on the facade, it's actually super beautiful. It's good, it's perfect. But of course, over the years, it turned into a shop, and it got a bit, it's a bit sad. And also the owner, he wanted to make a bigger building. So what we simply did is we took the facade of the old facade. We just stretched it to fit a new envelope, and then we made it transparent, like a crystal. And then you have crystal houses. So this is how you could maybe combine this Dutch cuteness, but make it a bit more international. And we really looked into all the details, from the roof tiles to downwards, and then also maybe the building can become completely transparent. So like the Vondelpark, which is behind the PC Hoofdstraat, maybe you know, could maybe even be visible. So then we went to the municipality with this plan, and they said, yeah, it looks nice, it's very beautiful, but we want bricks, real bricks. So we had a problem. So we asked, how many bricks do you want? And he couldn't really answer. So we really looked into the area, like 1 kilometer area, environment, how much glass and how much bricks percentage they use. And the answer was 21% bricks. So we were like, okay, fine. And then we made this. So in the end, it really happened. But then they said, good luck, but how are you going to make it? It's impossible. You guys are crazy. So we found this company in Italy, they're called Poesia, and they made all the bricks hand by hand, super precise, and it took really long. But then we had a problem. We couldn't glue them, because they're a glass company, they don't glue. So we even tried the conventional ways, but nothing really worked. And then luckily we found these two Greek ladies in the Technical University in Delft, and they designed a special glue for us, which is actually based on the glue that you use for your teeth. Like when a piece of your tooth breaks off, then they glue it back on. So with this kind of precision, they said it could be possible. But of course we had to test it, because it needs to stay up, and we talked to engineers for a really long time on how it could actually work constructionally. And then we had to build it. So you have this really strong building men who are used to the hard brickwork. So you have to explain them that they, with a very, very precise touch, they have to build this facade. And it's quite funny, actually, because we had to explain them that brick by brick, and it took 1 hour per brick to really build the building, and with a very big precision, otherwise it would not work. We had to really tell them that it has to be super precise. So that was really interesting, but they made it, and it looked really, really beautiful in the end. And as they grew up, the most difficult detail came, because how do you combine a real brick with a glass brick? But it worked out, and the result is really amazing. It really looks like as if the building is made of ice, and now Chanel is in it, which is only the tenants. So unfortunately, they made this wall on the first floor, which is a bit contra the idea of making it transparent. But maybe in the future, when there's a new tenant, because they're only there temporary, this wall can go. And it's really, truly amazing. It shines like a crystal. And each time people pass by, they want to touch it because they think it's not real. Is this real? Is this really what happened? So also in the night, it becomes this beautiful light in the street. And then let me take you to Rotterdam, which is my last stop and also the last quest of our search for transparency. And it's also where our office is based, where we were in a competition for the new art depot of the Museum Boijmans van Beuningen. So the museum is on the left, and in the blue square you see the new plot. So what we did is we started by extruding the program, and then we already exceeded the costs. So what we did then is we said, okay, let's make it circular, let's reduce this facade surface. And then let's optimize the public square, let's make it bigger. And let's also make it a really big roof terrace to give to the people of Rotterdam. And then, of course, make sure that it's in a good place, so all the view accesses are maintained to all the surrounding institutes and museums, and also the park in the back. And because of the building, a few trees had to go, but why not just put them on the roof and create this beautiful rooftop garden? And then it really nicely integrates into the surrounding. And in the facade, the surrounding is beautifully mirrored into the surrounding. It's really beautiful. But then, the most beautiful thing for me about this building is the atrium, which you see in the middle, this really big orange, dark orange area, which is going to be completely publicly accessible. And that is really, really amazing, because it's one of the first art depots in the world that will be publicly accessible. Because many art depots, they're not accessible. It's just beautiful treasures hidden away for nobody to see. So what if we really make it public with a public routing, and you could see these amazing pieces of art which you would normally hardly see or only for once a year? What if you make them permanently accessible, and you had to, of course, make sure that they have to be safe, and how do you store them? Because, of course, there's a lot of restrictions on how you store art. So we made it happen, and by putting them in beautiful large blocks all through the atrium, you could really experience this galaxy of art almost. And then even the art storage, which is the normal boring art storage, is publicly accessible, and it has windows to this atrium, so it really becomes almost like a paradise for art lovers. And then, of course, you end up on the amazing rooftop, and we made sure that the trees survive. There's a 1.5 meter package on top of the roof, so the trees will survive. And it becomes this amazing rooftop, which can be shared by all the people because it's for free. There's an elevator going all the way up through the atrium, where you can go there in the evening, in the morning. You could go there any point of the day. It's going to be amazing. And it's going to be finished in 2 years. So please come to Rotterdam and come see it. It's going to be beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elien. Ačiū visiems uždėmesi, tai buvo paskutinis mūsų pranešimas, dėkoju klausytojams. Nu, visus pranešėjus noriu pakviesti bendrai nuotraukai.